Hello, everybody. It's Muriality here once again, and welcome back to episode number 63 of Let's Browse. Woohoo! Yes, let's browse! And we have a lovely, lovely Dark Knight Noir as a wallpaper, and she is lovely, yes. So, there were a few suggestions, and they, as typical, come in last minute. But yes, there are some suggestions, so let's get to browsing, of course, because that is what we do here. So our first suggester again is Luna, and Luna has made some suggestions, of course, because that's what we do here, and I am repeating myself, and we are having fun repeating ourselves. So the first suggestion is Hikari from Xenoblade 2. This one is by Good Smile Company. She is a 1/7 scale figure, supposed to come out in February of 2019 and is priced at 18,333 yen. And I do believe she just went up for order, I think today or yesterday. I don't know for sure. And yes, so this is part of a set with Homura. So we'll actually click this picture first so we can see the two of them together. And Milo just knocked the box off the table. Milo, Milo, Milo. So yes, it is a very lovely set. It is going to be a very expensive set, and they are going to take up a lot of space. But they look good. So yes, we'll go back, and we shall look at Hikari. So she has a kind of crappy looking base, which has a couple of diamond patterns on it, and hopefully she will not need an extra support, but she is definitely in a leaning type pose. I will guarantee that she will have a metal rod for the peg. So she has a big giant sword, which has dang it, has kind of a electric type feel to it, green ectoplasm or whatever. Her legs are pretty much bare, and an action-y pose. Nice long leg. She's got some shoes with some spikies on it, and she has some long flowing blonde hair, and she's got decent sized boobs too, and she looks like a happy girl. There she is with Homura. So now we can kind of get a more close-up view. So she has a little tiara on, and she is a smiling battle girl, so a little smile, and just action-y pose. She must have quite the grip strength because she is holding this big giant sword with just one little hand, and it does not look like she is struggling at all. She's got a nice overall green and gold and white color scheme. All colors that are very nice and go together very well. And it is a very, very detailed figure. So all the little details in her dress, details in her ear, happy girl smile, determined look on her face, and the boobs, while they are large, they are not big, giant, oversized, bulbous boobs. So they've got a good shape to them. She's got a good curve around her booty line. And looks like she's showing off some flank flesh as well. Hands are sculpted pretty nicely. They have the little two-tone gloves on them. Looks good. So, yeah, she is a large figure. There's a good shot of her from the back. Hair is kind of a little shiny, and there's a lot of hair, and it is kind of trying to go everywhere. Not quite everywhere, though. The little green on her shoulder armor actually almost looks like a little jewel. I'm sure it's just plastic. Could just be paint. But yeah, looks pretty good. So far, right there, the gold trim paint is a little messy, little bit of bleeding, but not bad. And I'm sure final product will be much improved. I don't think you'll have anything to worry about with this figure. Except for, the price. I'm sure she's going to be expensive. Yeah. Otherwise, not a whole lot more to say about this. I mean, looking at it, if you're going to buy it or not. I'm going to be passing. They look amazing, both of them, but I don't really have the space for them, and they are expensive, and I don't know anything about them. But yes, they look pretty good. Yeah, pretty expensive. Hey, I can turn up the brightness so I can see what I'm seeing. It always gets turned down because I usually wake up and I open up the computer and I'm like, I can't see, I'm blind. But yes, it helps to see details when the screen is bright. The next one that Luna has suggested is Nadeko, Sengoku Nadeko from the Bakemonogatari series, the second season. She is by Good Smile Company. This is her Medusa version. She is a 1/8 scale figure, and she came out June 13th of 2016, priced at 11,852 yen. Aftermarket wise, yeah, she's gone up quite a bit. I think she's a bit overpriced right now. So I liked Nadeko until they did her arc, and I don't like her anymore. That's just my opinion. But yes, she is in her Medusa form. So she has the snakes in her hair, and she has the little, spear type thing. She's sitting on the offering box with lots of offerings made to her, and she's got lots of little sake bottles as well. She has a big giant happy girl smile on her mouth, on her face, with some teeth in there. And she is wearing a nice little one-piece dress. It's got white on the outside and pink on the inside, it looks like. And she is barefoot. Feet look to be sculpted decently, nice toes. Hands look pretty good. And the dress looks pretty good. I mean, the little frilly trimmed pieces do look a little bit chunky, but it doesn't look bad. The offering box looks pretty good too. It's got lots of details in there. It kind of looks like wood. It's got a little bit of fading towards the bottom, and you got the little rivets holding it all together. And you got the snake symbol, which is eating itself. There she is from a little angle. Right now, there is this little gap between on the dress. Kind of makes you think maybe it's cast off, but I'm sure that's just a assembly line, unfortunately. But yeah, happy girl, nice bright red eyes, money wrapping all around her. Do we get a good view of her from the back? No, we get a close-up of her face. As I said, she has teeth. She has a hint of a nose. She does have ears. And the snakes don't really have a face, it looks like. It's just got the little heads on them. And a couple of them have the mouths open. So yeah. Let's see. Zoom in. Questionable, as it does look like she is going commando. But I'm not going to own this figure, so I don't know for sure. We may look at user pictures, we may not. Okay, so we do get a view of her from the back. So the little spear thing has a snake head at the tip. She has a nice spine line, nice shoulder blades, and, it's a nice one-piece dress, but it is a little bit, she's sitting on it, so it's going up her crack. But yeah, overall, I mean, it looks like a good figure. As I said, I liked Nadeko up until she became the Medusa and all that crap happened. And honestly, it kind of killed the show for me. So, meh, it is what it is. But it looks like it's a good enough figure. It is very expensive in the aftermarket. So, yeah, there is that. So, yay. Oops. No, I don't want to bookmark that again. I want to look at the booty. So we shall move on to our next suggester, which is Gordon. And Gordon has suggested Yoko Littner from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. This one is by Hobby Max. It is a Race Queen version of her. And unfortunately, it's still a grade prototype. Grade prototypes are grade prototypes. Obviously, only the one picture, which they have to pick one at least. But so yes, it is Yoko. She has a nice big giant ponytail, very long. It's got her face. I don't like the collar. It makes her overall. She feels kind of short and stumpy to me, and I think that collar contributes a lot to it. Also, her head does seem giant compared to the rest of her body, so she's definitely got a big head. She's got boobs, which do not look as giant as Yoko's boobs are typically portrayed. She is holding an umbrella for whatever reason. Racing figures must have an umbrella. She does have some thigh-high boots, and she's got a little skirt. a little mini skirt. Looks like it may be removable in the future. And she also has some sunglasses. And she's got a big happy girl smile on her face. So we can look at these pictures. Let's see here. It'll be all the way at the end, and boom. So, here her head does look a little bit more in proportion, but it still does seem much larger than the rest of her body. I mean, like, look at her forearm. Forearm seems very, very short right there. Could just be the angle we're looking at it from. But the arms do seem like twigs. She's got a very thin waist and a belly button. Boobs do appear to be welded together. Big, chunky, giant zipper compared to the tiny top she is wearing. She does have her little skull ornament on her belt. Yeah, big happy girl smile. From the side a little bit. Once again, you get the big, giant, chunky zippers on her boots. Got the wrinklings around the knees and around the ankles, as you would expect from, clothing. Yeah, I really don't like that collar. I just don't think it fits. A little bit of a closer view of her boots. And there is also a Nia version coming out too. So yay. Yeah, it's not going to be a figure for me, so yay. The next one that Gordon has suggested is not Yoko. It is an original character, Usada Yura from an original character. She is being manufactured by Alpha Max and is going to be a 1/6 scale figure. Once again, this is just a gray prototype, so only the one picture there. She may in the future become cast-offable. We don't know yet, at least that I'm aware of. But yeah, she's got a jacket, she's got a bikini on, and she's got, looks like in the background, she's going to have some fishnet stockings. She has a pixelated sword and a pixelated base. So I'm guessing she's supposed to be kind of a video game character. She does have a very nice body shape to her, and she has bunny ears. Because, I mean, she is Usada, which Usada is bunny. We go over here, and we do see the original artwork that she is based off of. So she is going to have a very monochrome type color scheme. So white hair, black, white and black. She does have a video game controller in her one hand. So yeah, kind of interested in this one. I think she looks kind of good. So you know what? We'll go ahead and add her to the no, not that one list. We'll add her to the nice to think about list so I can keep track of the comments and her progress and everything. Gordon has given us some links to Moyo pictures. So there she is over here in the original artwork behind her. The bikini is textured. It is kind of pixelated, so sticking with the pixelated theme. Let's see. So as I said, she does have a very pixelated type base. It's kind of like cubes, like Minecraft bricks. It is in the shape of a multi-layered heart, and Milo is meowing at me and saying, "Look out the window," because someone is driving up and down the street on a little dirt bike. It is actually spring today. That's the only spring we're going to get. Sword, yes, pixelated and everything. Lots of little cubes. But she herself is very, very curvy, very anti-cube. And I just spilled my ice water all over myself. Luckily, it stayed off the computer. So that was a bit cold. Yes, cold and wet. She may be a bit cold, depending on the weather. She is wearing a jacket after all. But yeah, the stockings are definitely very long thigh highs, up quite high on her thighs. Very tiny bikini, showing off lots and lots of flesh. She does have the collar with the little bow tie and the bunny ears. She's got some nice long hair too. The jacket is kind of poofy. I mean, she does have her sleeves pushed up, so that there is that. And the bottoms appear to be string bottoms, so they are side ties. It's got the rib cage showing and the belly line and belly button. Got the hip line as well. And the stockings are a bit tight, so they are digging into her flesh. And she's got some pretty plain, boring high heels on. The hair is sculpted quite nice. Excuse me, quite nicely. Lots of strands and everything, and it's kind of going everywhere. From this angle, the boobs do appear to be welded. And we do see a little joint line right there with her where her arms join together. So as I said, I get the feel that this is going to be cast off, at least the coat, quite possibly the bikini, because it is not like welded into her or sculpted out of her bust. The bottom, I'm going to say the bottom's going to not be cast off, but it does look like it might be. She's got some nice purple eyes too. And a nice shaped face. Oops. Sorry, hit the wrong shortcut key. I wanted to close. But yes. Let me just check the recording real quick, make sure I'm on the right screen. Yes, I am. So yay. Sorry about that. So her belly button is kind of in an odd shape. It is like a triangle, and it's got a very straight line right there. So yay. But got some little folds of flesh in the sides. So she's a thin girl, but she does have a little bit of meat, especially in the chest area. She's got big boobs. They've got a decent shape to them. Of course, the typical weld line. But as I said, I am kind of interested in this one. I do think it looks very nice. All depends on the price and everything. And if I have space for her, and how she turns out when she's painted. Yeah, that triangle belly button is a little strange, but she is cute. And yes, we have Tamamo, and Tamamo is lovely. Praise her, praise the Tamamo. All hail Tamamo. What am I doing? I'm trying to bring up the bookmarks. So we shall move on to our next suggester, which is Arrow Sensei, who has changed their name again. And if they didn't add this one, I was going to add it. All of the ones that I was going to suggest myself, someone else has suggested. So we have Tobiichi Origami from Data Live 2, the inverted version of her. She is a 1/7 scale figure by Pulchra. Still a prototype, but should be going up for order soon. She is right now listed as coming out in October of 2018 and priced at 15,800 yen. Kind of expensive, and it is Pulchra. She is a PVC figure. We all know my feelings on Pulchra, so we won't rehash it and everything. I will say this figure is very interesting and nice looking, I think. And we're just screwing everything up. So they definitely are making use of a lot of clear plastic on her, which right now I think looks good, but I don't know how it looks in person. And that's going to be a big thing. A lot of times when they use so much clear plastic, it just doesn't turn out well. We also see she has some clear support rods as well holding up the dress. We'll see in the future that there is another one holding the halo as well. But it is Origami, and she is actually getting a figure, and she looks pretty good. Yes, here we can see there is the third support rod holding up the halo. There's one holding up the dress, and another one holding up the dress. And then she is also on some big giant plastic pegs as well. So the support system, not a fan of it. The base, it's a round disc, but then it has this little extra protrusion. Not a fan of that little extra protrusion. I do love her color scheme. The blue looks great on her. She has small boobs and very, very little covering the nipples. Also kind of similar material on her hips. And she is wearing some gloves with some little effects coming out of it. She's got kind of a butterfly ribbon bow on her head, and a little clear translucent blue veil. It's got some stitching painted onto it. And she's got a like crystal halo. Kind of looks a little on the evil side. So, but when you get the light shining on her, all this clear plastic is really capturing the light and shining and looks pretty good. Quality-wise, right now, it looks good. In the final product, it is pulcra, so they seem to have been improving, but it's up to you if you want to trust them or not. Look at some of their past works, look at some of their recent works, and make up your mind off of that. She does have she's got a smile, but she doesn't look like a super happy girl. She's kind of got just a pleasant, serene look on her face, like she's, just there, but got a little smile. We do see she has a belly button, and she has a little crotch line right there. So overall, as I said, it's an interesting look. I love Sunico's design, so good artwork. It'll be interesting to see how the clear plastic turns out in real life and if the quality is maintained in the finished product. And as I said, she has some small boobs. You don't always need big giant boobs to be attractive. But she has very little, I guess we'll call it clothing covering her lady bits. But yes, an interesting figure. Scale-wise, 1/7 price. Depending on how the store discounts go, it may be a decent price. Maybe a little on the high side, but it is a fairly big 1/7 scale figure. So yay. It's going up for order tomorrow in Japan. So yay. Moving on, we have Mindy making some suggestions for us again. So Mindy has suggested Shootin Doji from Fate Grand Order. This one's going to be by Max Factory and is a 1/7 scale. And it is still a draft. She has gotten painted. So we can look and see how she looks painted. So she does have horns. Hair does feel a little shiny. She's got the little plate bowl thing that she's drinking sake from with her big giant gourd container. She's got some, I guess we'll call it clothing, covering her boobs and her crotch area. She is showing off some good thigh flesh. She's got some stockings on. If we can call it stockings, it looks like it just is knee coverings. There is a little mask on the ground by her. And she's got a dark purple, green, and red color scheme. The green, I don't think really goes very well with her. But it is what it is. And there is the gray prototype of her. So looking at the gray prototype, we do see she has teeth and a fairly deep mouth. Kind of looks like the teeth may be fangs. She's got some squinty eyes, and she's got a jewel on her face. And she's got some good sculpting in the belly region and the clavicle region. I did see over here on the side that there are some other pictures. So we'll just look at the painted ones. So yes, definitely looks like those teeth are little fangs. And she's still got the squinty eyes. I do like the way the eyes look and the little red eye makeup. Hair is kind of plain. Never been the biggest fan of the short hair like this, but it is what it is. I think they're going to improve. Right now it does seem like rough around the edge of her kimono sleeves and everything, but I'm sure it's going to be improved in the final product. Plus, this is probably behind glass and bad lighting and everything. So, I mean, it doesn't look like the paint's bleeding, but it just, I'm going to say bad lighting and leave it at that. She is holding the gourd. The gourd appears to be hollow. Yeah, it's got basically a thong on it, looks like. I don't know if we'll see her from the back since these are just convention shows, pictures and everything, so you don't typically see them from the back in these types of pictures. Once again, she does not have big, giant, oversized boobs. She has relatively small boobs, but they are decent. They are covered. There is separation. When you have small boobs, you do not have to fear them being welded together. There's a good picture finally. So yeah, it is still rough and scratchy kind of around the tips of the sleeves. But as I said, this will most likely be fixed. Max Factory tends to put out very high quality figures. They also tend to delay their figures a lot to get that high quality. So yeah, not a fan of the green, and she's not necessarily my favorite character. I don't really know much about her. Give me Tamamo any day of the week. But yes, she has some nice horns. Face, I do like her face. And it's an interesting look. It's not the typical style figure you would see. So yeah, that was Shootin Doji. And we do see she comes with a bunch of little accessories. Moving on, we have one that will be bought. We have Shu Cola from Nekomata. This one is by Hobby Max and Plus One, 1/7 scale. Don't know a price or release date or anything. It's still a prototype, not up for order. So only the one picture. We do see Vanilla finally got sculpted next to her. But yes, it is Shu Cola, and Shu Cola is a cute kitty, and I must have the Shu Cola. And she is not lewd. She is like wearing actual clothing. Yes, Shu Cola in clothing. So yeah, we'll look over here and we see there are other pictures. So we'll look at these. I'll do that one and that one and that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that one. So we'll go to this first so we can see, yes, this is the original artwork the two Nekos are based off of. Love their design, love Sori's artwork. So yes, Shu Cola. She's got a little heart name tag. She has a little tube top on, which has some stitching on it. She's got lots of little bows all over the place. She does have her bell. The bell does seem cheap and chunky and plasticky, so it is what it is. She has decent-sized boobs. They are not big, giant, oversized boobs, but they are not tiny boobs either. There is some cleavage. She does have some nice armpits, and she has a little belly button, and big happy girl Neko smile on her face. From this picture, it doesn't look like she's teeth, so she can gum you to death. She's just wearing a little maid outfit, which is her uniform for the shop. It is a little bit more of a sexy uniform than she typically wears. She does have the little armbands, the little poofy things. And we click and we look and we see she is holding an umbrella because why not? The umbrella is very detailed. There is a pole. It's got a little hook on the end. It's got ruffles around the edge. And it's got ears. Yes, it has little kitty cat ears, an umbrella with kitty cat ears. She does have a tail, which is coming out from behind her. And it's kind of messy at the tip. She has a couple of very long twin tails. I do feel the twin tails could have been done maybe a little bit better. They are kind of just flat looking to me. But they do have some good shape to them, at least. She's got her little kitty cat ears with some fluffy tufts sticking out of it. Got a little cap on. Cap looks a little strange. She does have some thigh-high boots with zippers. Looks like little kitty cats or maybe hearts on the zipper pull tags. The stockings have the little kitty cat ears as well. Her little shoes has little kitty cat ears. They are really playing up the little kitty cat ear theme. And yeah, coloring looks decent. The face does seem maybe a little squat, a little flat, but it looks good. It's got her nice eyes and everything. And yeah, I don't see any teeth, but she does have the lip line is kind of the little Neko lip line, so it's the little W. Eyes look very, very nice. Yeah, the hair, yeah, it could be maybe a little bit more detailed. It is a little chunky. Of course, this is still a prototype. They are still working, but this is most likely what we will kind of get in the future. Belly has some good shading as well, and a nice shape to it. So, as I said, this one I will 99% say guarantee she will be bought. But there's always that chance. It really depends on price and everything. But it's chocolate. Gotta have chocolate. And vanilla probably will be bought as well. So yes, they are cute. It is the Nekos, and they are not lewd. If you want lewds, you can go with the native versions or the other versions that they basically are naked. Yes. She is also wearing some gloves. So yay. Gotta have the Nekos and the Tamamo. I am happy that Chocola is getting a non-lewd figure. So we shall now move on to Rexlock. And Rexlock has suggested Miyamoto Musashi from Fate Grand Order. This one is by Fat Company. Where the fuck is UL? UL shall never come out. Yes, so Musashi is a saber. She is a 1/7 scale figure. She is a gray prototype. So only the one picture. She is a dual wielder, or maybe a quad wielder because she also has 2 more swords. Maybe she expects to break some things. She does have some pretty big boobs and a belly button and lots of straps holding the swords on to her waist. She does have some armored shin guards and boots and everything, and she's got some very long sleeves. And she looks pretty badass. She does have a nice hair ornament holding her messy ponytail at bay. We'll look over here and see some other pictures of her. So we'll click that one, and we'll do that one. We'll just move this over to the side right now. So yes, there's her face. She does have a pretty pointy chin. Yeah. Boy, I had so much to say about Chocola, and then we get to this one, and I don't have a lot to say. So the hair looks to be sculpted pretty nicely. There is lots of strands. It is not just kind of a smooth, flat blob at the top. The sword has some details on the hilt. She is lightly gripping it. The boobs do appear to be separated. Got a little string ribbon tie right there. I forget the name of that. Like Nekotama, Neotama? I don't know. She does have some shoulder ornaments, we'll say. Yeah, the outfit seems to be sculpted pretty nicely. Of course, we have to wait for the final paint job to see how everything will look. But the swords are very ornate and very detailed. And I just noticed, like, the little design of her hair ornament kind of matches the guards on the swords as well. She is showing off a decent amount of flesh, but she is definitely not as lewd as a lot of the figures we've seen. And she does appear to maybe be a little bit cold, so a little bit of points showing through her top. So yeah, if you like her, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Wait and see how she gets when she's painted. But it does definitely, I think they've done a fairly decent job sculpting her at least. So it's one to keep your eye on. And then the next one that is suggested is Nekomata Okoye from Oboro Muramasa. This is by Alter. 1/8 scale figure. She's supposed to come out in November of 2018, priced at 14,800 yen. So first of all, this is a lie. Yeah, this is a lie. Do not expect her out in November. She is maybe a little on the pricey side. We do see in the materials they have LED listed, so maybe she is a light up figure. I will say this right now, right off the bat, get it out of the way. I do not like this figure. But the detail-wise looks very, very good. They definitely have given her the calico cat theme. So she's got the calico double cat tails. The flower ornaments on her kimono are the orange and black of the calico. So we got two little calico kitties. This one also has two tails. Her legs, I just noticed, it does not appear that she's wearing shoes, but she does not appear to have toes, and the flesh goes from, like a whitish peachish color to black. We look at her hair. The hair is shaded and sculpted pretty nicely. There is the comb in the hair holding it in place with a little flower pin. She does have kitty cat ears with little tufts of fur in them. And she's got a face. She's got green cat eyes with the, slitty type pupils. And she is sticking out her tongue. And that tongue and that face is what says, I do not like this figure. I mean, it's unique, but unique in not a good way, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure there's lots of people that disagree with me, and if you do, hey, nothing to stop you from disagreeing with me and buying it. So we do see the little kitty cats do appear to be chubby. We got this one looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4 chins, but we do see little paws in the back and everything. There's kind of a closer look of her face. So yeah, typically the slit cat eyes don't look good in humans. So that's something that's really throwing it off for me. And that tongue is very long and does not look good to me. But that, as I said, this is just my opinion. She is making the little kitty cat paws with her hands. And she is in a kind of strange pose, too. She's kind of like bending down and leaning over. I'm not sure what they were going for with this. There's a close-up of the two little kitty cat accessories. There she is from the back. So once again, the hair is very detailed and very well shaded. She's got it tied up. Got the obi bow and everything. And I mean, the coloring looks good. Okay, so she does actually have toes. And then she also is like in front of a lamp. I'm sure this lamp is the part that the LEDs light up. But I'm sure you're going to have to buy some strange battery that you've never heard of before to make it work. And it appears that the base is kind of like a tatami mat. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to harp on it because, as I said, I'm not a fan of it. But if you like it, it's Alter. Don't expect her out in November, but it's going to definitely be very high quality. And yes, the lamp does light up. So yay. Tamamo, 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 you're on the edge of what's safe for YouTube or not. Speaking of which, there is no non-safe for YouTube, so we do not need a separate download again. So yay. Yeah, moving on. We have Ryan Bush, who technically is bad. They did suggest a figure that we have covered in the last 2 episodes. So yeah, if you want to know about Nijima Makoto and Johanna, you can watch episode 61. So yeah, bad Ryan. Also, they suggested 2 other figures. The first one is Ellen from Terra, the Exiled Realms of Arborea. She is by Flair. Non-scale figure, but she is holding a bow. So she's almost a foot tall. Supposed to come out in October of 2018. And pretty expensive at 19,800 yen. Yes, almost $200. So we click and we look and we see we do get the indications of why she is so expensive. One, she is big and tall, and two, she is very, very detailed. The base does look like a piece of crap. So right now they've got a little clear disc. Who knows what the disc will actually be in the finished product? But then it's got this little blue like splash effect, and it just does not look good. And it doesn't make sense either because her foot is not in the center of the splash effect. She does have some kind of shiny leg armor, like shiny boots. She's showing off a lot of thigh flesh. She has no boobs, it looks like, but her bow is very, very detailed. I mean, look at all the like texture. Yeah, texture. That's the word that I'm looking for on the little golden parts of the bow. It looks to be kind of a mechanical. It doesn't look like she's actually like shooting an arrow. It looks more like kind of a gun. She does have kind of kitty cat ears, and she has some bronze armor on. Her arm looks kind of like robotic. And looks like she might be showing off a bit of booty in the back too. She's got a nice, unique eye coloring to her, and she's got kind of a little O mouth. Her hand does feel maybe a little large for her body. But, I mean, look at all this detail in here. You got all these little nodules and rivets and everything. You got, like, these little pistons and metallic parts. You got these gears on her belts. You got all this scroll work on her chest piece. Yeah, very, very detailed. The hair is pretty detailed. Doesn't appear to have shading. One thing I have noticed about Flare is they don't put a lot of shading in the hair usually. But it is a nice blonde color. As I said, she's got interesting eyes. Got the blue and kind of a magenta color, and she's got like crosses in her pupils. And yeah, wearing very small bottoms. It looks like she may have a tail as well. But I mean, look at the texture, look at the details, look at the shiny armors and stuff. It is interesting. Do we see her from a different angle? So this is kind of a different angle. So yes, we do see her ear. She is definitely focused on whatever she is shooting. Flesh tones look good. And she's got a bit of a nose. And there she is from the back. So yes, she does have a tail, and she does have a bit of a booty showing on. Her bottoms are shiny, and the top is basically laced together on the back, so the laces look pretty nice. Very, very detailed back of the hair. And, I mean, who would be an Amazon warrior princess type character without high heels? Yeah, not the most practical thing in the world. But as I said, this is a very detailed, very interesting looking figure. She is quite expensive. So if you like her, you can buy her, but she's going to put a dent in your wallet. And I mean, Flare, in my opinion, is another top tier company, so she's going to turn out pretty much like this. And then finally, Ryan Bush has suggested Makise Carrie from Steins Gate. This is a 1/7 scale figure by Alpha Max. She's supposed to come out in August of 2018, priced at 13,800 yen. And I do believe she just went up for order today. So we click and we look and we see, yes, it is Carrie Sue, and she has the gear theme going on with her. She's got one gear wrapped around her thigh, and then she is standing in the middle of some clockwork stuff. She does have these short hot pants shorts with some nice tights on. She's got her boots, which are kind of folded over and everything. They've got little zippers. She has her lab coat, which is around, kind of like falling down, and is around her biceps, which is how she is supposed to look. And she's got some shading in her hair. This is, as I said before, she's kind of got the flat, non-sculpted hair on the top of her head. She has eyes that kind of feel like they're glowing a bit. And she has her cell phone, yes. So she feels kind of like stick-like, so kind of a twig. So not very many curves on her. It's very, very straight and very thin girl. We do see like the eyes that I said kind of look like they were glowing, kind of got like square pupils in them. Unique little touch. But yeah, I mean it looks like Carrie Sue. And Steins Gate the new season just started airing. And I know a lot of people really love Steins Gate and says it's like the best anime ever. So I'm sure a lot of people are very excited for Krisu. Uh, it was a decent show in my opinion, but not what I don't get the hype. But it's a decent enough show. It's not really a character design that speaks to me as saying buy me, so I'm not going to buy this, but I'm sure a lot of people will. She does have some buckles and straps around her arms, so the buckles look pretty nice. Uh, Paint lines look clean enough. It's got a belt buckle, looks kind of like it has a little flower ornament on it as well. And the gears kind of look rusty, and they have that weathered look to them. So yeah, other than that, there's not much more to talk about this one, I don't think. I mean, the shading looks good, the gradients and everything looks pretty good, sculpt looks clean. It's a relatively simple looking figure, but it looks exactly like the character. So if you like it and you're excited, it's supposed to come out in August, you can buy her. Price is reasonable for a 1/7 scale figure, and she's got a very detailed base. So we shall now move on to Robert B. And Robert B. has suggested Teresa Riza from Goshuman wa Usagi Desuka is the Order a Rabbit. She is being manufactured by Plum. This is the cafe style version of her. She is a 1/7 scale figure and is supposed to come out in May, so next month, and is priced at 12,500 yen. So Plum is one of those companies where they can put out some really good stuff and they can put out some crap. So yeah, you have to take kind of, you roll the dice with them a bit. But as I said, they have put out some really good stuff, and they have some of my favorite figures that they have made. But then they have had issues like with their Skatak, where her head snapped off in the box. So anyways, Rize, she has some nice purple hair. She's got a lavender apron on, and she's got a skirt, and she is holding her gun, because why not have a maid holding a gun? And she has the menu as well. She has some very tiny hands. She has Donald Trump hands. And she is wearing some boots with some high heels on and some tights. She's got a big giant purple bow on her chest and a reasonable sized chest. Rize, in my opinion, was one of the better looking girls in the show, and I enjoyed watching her. Still, the gun doesn't really do it for me. I don't know why. And that's probably why, because I don't understand it. Her eyes look to be very nicely done. Nice coloring and everything. Nice shading. She's got a little O mouth, and it's not flat. It is sculpted deeply. She does have a hair clip and some twin tails. Very thin twin tails. And at least in the prototype, this line work looks pretty good. So I will say, a lot of times the finished product is a little rough feeling with Plum, so maybe the shininess won't be there, but maybe it will. Who knows? The skirt does have kind of a strange flow to it, like the billowing part of it. It doesn't seem to fit her movement exactly, but it doesn't look horrible. But yeah, I love her eyes. There she is as a great prototype with the two other girls, can't think. Chino and the main character name I can't think of. Damn it. Cocoa. Sorry, it's been a while since I've watched the show. So there is a set. So if you like the show, you can get the whole set. And it looks like we're going to have a bunch of great prototype pictures. So the gun is very detailed as well. Nicely sculpted. So the sculpt work looks pretty good. There is the 3D CG computer model of her. So yay. We do see like gaps in her, like the joint lines and everything. So hopefully that will be improved upon in the final product. But color scheme, kind of like it. It's not a figure for me, so I won't be buying it, but she is kind of cute. Moving on, we have Kawamoto Akari from Sangatsu no Lion. This is by Good Smile Company. 1/7 scale figure, supposed to come out in February of 2019, and is priced at 10,648 yen. For a 1/7 scale figure, does maybe seem like a smaller 1/7, but she is leaning over, so that price I think is very decent. So we shall click on her and we shall look at her. And she is wearing a sweater. The sweater is covering her big giant boobs. She has a skirt with a floral pattern on, and she is holding a purse or a handbag or whatever with some apples on it. And she's got some flats on. No, she does not have, 32-inch fuck me high heels on. She does have a roundish face with eyes pretty far apart. She's got a little hair clip on. Hair looks to be sculpted pretty nicely. The sweater is very, very, very detailed. It looks almost real. It definitely does not look like plastic. It does look almost like it's knit out of yarn. She does have some blush marks and a couple shines in her eyes. The eyes do feel a little small, but I haven't watched this show, so I don't know this character. I don't know what her design is, but I'm sure it looks pretty much like this. Her hands are sculpted nicely, and we do see she does have some long nails, and we do see even like the sculpting, like the wrinkles in the knuckle area is done correctly. And yes, she has knuckles. She's got ears. The like big ponytail is tied around itself, so she does not need a scrunchie. She uses her own hair for that. The base, she is standing kind of on a step, and it is textured and tiled and everything. I don't know. To me, the colors of her sweater and her skirt don't really match, but I'm sure that matches the design and everything. It just doesn't appease my eye. But that's just me. And as I've said before, I am not an expert in fashion. I am horrible in fashion, so yay. Do we see her from the back? Show her from... Okay, so this is the original artwork. So the sweater seems more beige and less yellow. And the skirt does seem less like blindingly bright pink. So it looks a little better in the artwork, I think. The face, they nailed the face. The face looks exactly like this, and the hair looks exactly like this. So yeah. I think they nailed the sculpt. The colors are just maybe a little bit more vibrant. They're not washed out as the artwork was. You got all the flowers in the dress. And yeah, we kind of see her from the back. And it's as you would expect. She's not like jamming her skirt up her ass crack. She's got a nice back and everything. Everything, as I said, it's as you would expect. The hair, at least in this picture, feels a little rough. But I'm sure finished product and everything will be better. I mean, look at all that stitching. It even looks like, dang it. Let's get back to that picture. So I'm noticing, like, in the back, there's a couple little tiny imperfections. It almost looks like the yarn has been pulled loose, and that's a little added touch of realism, which I really like. It's something you won't really notice, but it's just that little, it's not perfect, and it looks great. So yeah. So overall, as I said, don't know anything about this character. It's not a figure for me, but the detail is there. The price is definitely there. So if you like her, order her. So now we shall move on to Chris Kojak. And Chris has suggested Alysha Diptha, however you say that name. She is from Tales of Zestiria. She is by Alter and is a 1A scale figure. She came out originally March 31st of 2015 and then re-released on December 16th of 2015 and was priced at 10,000 yen at the time. You're not going to find her for that price anymore. She's more than doubled in the aftermarket. Holy crap. So, pretty decent ratings, 9.35, almost all 10s, but a couple lower ratings pulling it down. 819 people already own her. So I'm assuming someone already owns her. So this is an interesting one to look at. She has crossed my mind a few times, but never enough to actually hunt her down or try to buy her, especially at that price. But it's got a nice design to her. She's got some shin armor and everything, big giant knee guards and armor. She is holding a spear of some repute with a long, like, blade part of it. She's got a drill ponytail coming off to the side. She's got some bright green eyes, and she's got a black, pink, and white color scheme. Looks pretty good. Some arm armor as well. There she is with Sori. There she is in a display. So, looking now, we can see she has some hot pants on, and they are very, very tight, definitely showing off her crotch line. I just noticed she has like these green ropes holding her outfit together, and I didn't notice this before, but it actually pokes through the front of this one, and the little tassel is in the front. She's got 3 crosses on her belly. She's got some straps on her arms holding all the armor on. Hair is pretty detailed, nicely sculpted. Take a drink of water. So yeah, the armor looks metallic, looks like armor. Not sure of the straps, what they're meant to be. But I do like how she's got like loose sleeves, but then the straps are like binding them down, and you can actually, it looks realistic. It looks pretty good. She is wearing some gloves as well. There she is in a box. Alysha. And here, like these pictures, the like flesh seems orangish, kinda. But I think it's kind of the lighting, because once we get to this picture, it's definitely more subdued tones. So maybe we'll look at some user pictures to see how she actually looks. Do we see her from the back? So we do see her from the back. We do see she has a coat of arms on the back of her outfit. Guess it's kind of just a cloth that goes over her that's tied together. But the armor looks really great. We do see a bit of a booty line right there. So she is definitely not wearing pants. She subscribes to the Strike Witch's theory of armor. And got the little ribbon tied around the spear as well. So let's go to the users and see how she actually looks. 427 pictures. We will not look at all of them. We'll do this one. We'll do this one. And we'll go to the next page. And wait, and wait, and wait. I did click that, right? We'll do this one. So, in this picture, flesh tones look normal. She's got lots of kind of flat eyes, but they still have some details in them, and it looks good. Hair looks good. It's got little zigzags and twirls and everything. Paint line looks nice and clean. I mean, it is alter. It might be a slightly older alter figure, but it's still an alter figure. Looks like she turned out pretty nicely. And she's got a nice little booty on her. Not going to see it very often unless you look at her from certain angles, but it is there. So yeah, I think she turned out. It's a nice look, unique look to her. Kind of like the design and everything. Not really one that I would hunt down myself. And as I said, she has gotten very, very expensive in the aftermarket. And a lot of people own her. She is quite popular. So, yeah, I'm sure if you look around enough, you can find her for a decent price. Like here's one from a month ago, someone selling her for $100. There she was at Amiami for 14,000 yen. So, yeah, you can find deals on her if you so desire. And then we have, once again, Orange Heart from Shinjiken game Neptune Victory 2. This is the fourth time we have talked about Orange Heart, but we have not talked about her in the past 2 episodes, so we can talk about her. She is a 1/7 scale figure. She came out November 24th of 2017 and was priced at 16,000 yen. And she is by Amanakuni, a Hobby Japan exclusive, so an exclusive figure. So you get an exclusive figure tax added onto her, basically. So I'm sure she was more expensive than that. Looking in the aftermarket, yeah, very expensive in the aftermarket. So we click and we look. I love Hyperdimension Neptunia, but I've never seen the source with her in it. I think V was the last one I ever really looked at, but I think she's in. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, I don't. Uzume Tenuboshi, I think, is her normal form, but Orange Heart. So she is wearing some rollerblades. She has some big giant like wings coming out of her, and she has a big giant megaphone. She's got some boobs on her, which has a blue like breast window. They are separated. She's got a big happy girl smile on her face. She's got blue eyes with power buttons in them. We do see some support rods holding up the wings. And she is showing off some legs. The boobs are not big and giant, as is uncommon in the Hyperdimension Neptunia world, unless you're Blanc. But Blanca will never get a figure, and Vera will never get a figure, which I don't understand. Big happy girl smile, no teeth in there it looks like. A nice armpit on her, nice vacuum sealed belly button. And, I mean, she's Orange Heart, so she's got kind of an orange and white color scheme with the random blue chest plate. Does match her eyes, though. The wings are translucent plastics, or transparent plastic even. Looks like she might have twin tails. Yes, she does have twin tails. Little booty line and everything. Nice squeezable booty. Little crotch shot as well. Her outfit does cover her spine line. But she's still got a pretty nice back. Nice flesh tones and everything. And yeah, it's like you get the mechanical parts of her outfit. I mean, it looks good. yeah. Back to this, the hair, it does suffer from the flat look of it, but it does have the little part line in there as well, and it is shaded at least. There's a shot of her rollerblades. Now, if bleh, I was going to say if this was the actual design, these would not be very good rollerblades because we can see there is a little clear support rod holding these two wheels together. That would not work very well. But I do know that they're supposed to be like levitating or so. Yay. Once again, the orange and white color scheme with a couple splashes of blue. And there she is kind of from the side. We do see the megaphone. Kind of looks like a satellite dish. And yeah, I mean, it's Orange Heart. And she looks like she turned out pretty good in the prototype. Go over here, see some user pictures, see how she actually turned out, see if she's worth almost $350. This one appears to be photoshopped. So let's see if we can find an actual picture. So we'll click on this one. We'll click on this one to see what her base looks like. And we'll look at her from the back too. So, yeah. Looks like she turned out pretty much perfectly. I mean, at first glance, I do not see any paint flaws, which can be very, very difficult to actually accomplish because when you start doing these fine lines inside little engravings and everything, that gets messy very easily. So Amakuni did a very good job on her paint. Hair looks pretty good. It's got some gradients and shading in there. And yeah, it looks like she turned out pretty much perfect. She does have a fairly crappy looking base. But I mean, it's a base. It says Orange Heart. It's got the little like magical circle, electronic circle design on it. We do see like the orange parts on her rollerblades has gradients as well. I think they did throw in a few more gradients than in the prototype. And we do see she does have a metal support rod for her wings. And there she is from the back. And in this picture at least, the booty is very, very pronounced and defined and squeezable looking. The back of the hair looks kind of, as I said, flat. It doesn't look as good as the rest of her. So that would be one of my only complaint points about this figure. Other than that, I really think that they did a very good job on her. Whether or not she's worth $350, that's up for you to decide. And then we have I'm a Lifeform known as Manuel, who has suggested a figure that I once again was going to add to the list myself, but it is what it is. We have Asuna Yuki in a bikini. So yes, it's Asuna from Sword Art Online. This one is by Katakawa is the manufacturer, Fat Company is the producer, and ASCII Media Works as the distributor. Very strange to see 3 companies involved in a figure. She is a 1/7 scale figure. She is an exclusive. It's supposed to come out in March of next year and is priced at 12,980 yen. But if you buy her from the exclusive stores like Dengekia, you can get her for that price. There is also a limited B2 tapestry that you can get her with her as well. Being exclusive, you can't buy her at AmiAmi, but you can get her at like Nippon Yasan and Big in Japan, but you will be paying the exclusive figure tax, so she will be a little bit more expensive than this. I am interested in this figure. I do really like the way that she looks. But I just bought a frickin' Asuna bikini figure, damn it. But I do feel this one has more of the anime Asuna style to it. The hair is maybe a little bit off in the color, but I do feel the face is more Asuna-like. She does have big giant boobs. She has a white and black bikini, so not striped, but she's got red trim and everything. She is wearing a pareo. She is wearing some sandals, one of which has a red strap tied up her ankle and everything. And she is kind of bending over. She is winking at us. And there is the tapestry you can buy bonus if you so desire, showing the original artwork. We do see the hair is different colors, but the overall look is pretty much the same. And dang, these small pictures. So there is a close-up on her face, so she does have some teeth in her little smile. And as I said, she is winking at us. It is very bright out, so her pupil is very, very tiny. The bangs have some good sculpting, but it looks like the top of the head is kind of flat. She's got a flower ornament in her hair. The armband actually has a little floral design on it. And the boobs are separated. And nice clavicles and neck muscles and everything. There she is kind of from the back side. Dang it! We do see her hair is kind of strangely put together. It's got yeah. So she typically has the little braids going around the side, but this ponytail thing is very, very, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's kind of interesting. The pareo has lots of little wrinkles and everything. And we do see, once again, big giant boobs. And she's got a nice back. The pareo is removable. I do think she looks a little bit better with it on. We do see she has a nice belly button, nice like belly muscles. We do see the hip lines and everything. And she's got some nice thighs, nice legs, nice shins, nice toes. Yeah. Let's see. These were kind of crappy pictures. So there's a Dengekia picture. So yes, definitely much better lighting on this. So her flesh tone actually looks like flesh, and the hair actually has the orangish color to it. And yeah, this picture definitely blows the other ones out of the water. So let's see, back. So if we do this and scroll down, we can go to the source and hopefully see better pictures. There we go, there's one. So yeah, definitely looks better like this and is making me consider her even more. So there is this fine line going around the edge of the pareo, which has me a little concerned. We do see the sandals have like a floral pattern. Okay, it doesn't look like we can like go side to side and everything. So we'll scroll down. There she is kind of from the side. There we go. There's a good shot of the back of her head. So, as I said, it's a very interesting style of hair right there. It's not one that the normal Asuna hairstyle you would see. And then do we see her without the little skirt? It does look like the cups are like not sculpted out of her boobs, but they're a separate piece. So that's a nice little touch. I highly, highly doubt this is cast off. Highly doubt it, but it's nice. It does make it look a little bit more realistic to me and looks a little better. So yes, there she is without the pareo. Come on, zoom in. So the bottoms are a little bit more plain than her top. Just white with a couple of red bows on them. But yeah, as I said, interested in this one. Would have added it to the list myself. But the little exclusive figure tax kind of turns me off a little bit. And we do see she has a bit of a butt crack and some butt dimples and everything. So I shall continue to think about this one. And it's got a very long production cycle, so you have until June 18th to place an order. So, as I said, I'll think about it. And then finally, we have Chakro. Oops, all in tabs. And Chakro has suggested Slan from Berserk. This is by Prime One Studio. This is part of the Ultimate Premium Master line. It is made out of polystone and translucent resin and is a 1/4 scale. So, before we scroll down and look at the price, it's almost 2 freaking feet wide, over 2 feet tall, 15 inches long. Let's see. I am going to guess $800. That's my guess. Make your guess. Now let's scroll down. Oh crap. 95,900 yen. Almost $1,000. Convert to USD. $893.79. So almost $900, I guess. So yeah, very, very, very expensive. Slan is supposed to come out June of 2019. So a very long production cycle. So we click and we look and we see bigness. And we see details and shininess. We see a belly button. We see a feather covering the crotch. We see feathers covering the boobs. We see an ashen color skin. And she is standing on a pool of bloody heads and, gore and everything. Looks like she must be kind of a vampire because she appears to have wings and everything. And she kind of looks like snakes for hair. It's blue hair. Maybe, well, not snakes, but tentacles at least. And she's got a booty. So there's computer art. It looks like these feathers are censorship. So I'm guessing she has nipples, and I'm guessing she has a sculpted crotch. She has a nice belly button. She has very detailed bustier. And detailed wings. Definitely a leathery texture on the wings. And the tentacle hair has little ribs and everything in it, so definitely looks like tentacles. And I'm guessing that this little creature thing is a bonus item, or maybe an extra accessory. It is standing on a pole. It is strange looking. Yes, there is a nice booty crack. Nice, as I said, ashen skin. Very, very detailed, very large, very heavy, very expensive. So if you like her, and you got $900 or, probably over $1,000 once you factor in shipping, you can buy her. It's not my style of figure. It's not a typical anime style figure. It's got some eye colorings and everything. And the gory base really doesn't do it for me, but it is very detailed, and if you're into that type of stuff, it's something you may be interested in. I do kind of like how they have her toes and the bottom of her feet that's in contact has that red coloring to it too. The blood is dripping down her feet and splashing and everything. So yeah, very, very detailed. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful figure if you like this type of thing and you can afford her. I cannot afford her. She does have freckles, lots and lots of freckles, it looks like. So yeah. So I'm going to stop before we find a non-censored picture, and I have to censor it. But we do see, in the back where her wings attach, it doesn't look like they actually were part of her. It looks like they were stabbed into her back, and there's like all sorts of scars where they surgically implanted them. But yeah, very detailed. Looks good, but definitely not a figure for me. And then Chakro has also suggested Arsene from Persona 5. This is by Mega House, part of the Game Characters Collection's DX line. Non-scale, but like 11 inches tall. So upper size 1/6 or so. Supposed to come out in September of 2018, and it's priced at 15,800 yen. So we click and we look. I'm not a Persona fan, so definitely not a figure for me. The wings are very, very detailed sculpted. You can see all the little feathers and everything. You got this like tube on its head. Got some red pants or whatever. You got this like blue flame magical effect for a base. Got like little flame effects for the eyes and everything. It almost looks like it's glowing, so maybe it's light up. I don't know. The outfit, while like the pants are kind of smooth and shiny, when we look at the stomach region, it is pretty detailed. There's lots of little strands and ropes and everything. The hand kind of looks like a demon hand. It's got very, very long nails. It's got like a cravat. And yeah, like no face. I'm guessing this is one of the personas, not an actual like human character. Yeah. So, as I said, I'm not a fan, so I don't really have much to say about this. Other than, I mean, look at those wings. Goddamn, those wings. If you are a Persona fan, maybe you would be more interested in this than I am, of course. But I do like. I think that the clear plastic that they used on the base, at least with the blinding white background, is really capturing the light, and I think it looks pretty good. Do we see him from the back at all? No. At least not the painted version of him from the back. But yeah, very, very detailed. Price-wise, for as big as he is and as detailed as he is, I'd say this is a decent price. A lot of people give Mega House shit, but the figures that I have from them are pretty dang good. So I think this one will turn out nicely. And if you're into Persona, you can buy them at Tokyo Takumo. You can buy them at Nippon Yasan. You can buy them at Ami Ami. So yeah, if you like them, you like them, and you can buy them. So yay. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Wanted to do that, and then wanted to do that because that was all the suggestions, and I'm having problems talking. You probably could tell throughout the whole stream. My mouth is sore. I am done for the day. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Feel free to leave suggestions for the next one. Remember the rules: two per person, none from the last 2 episodes. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Have a great weekend. Alter Nep Purple Heart should be in stock in the morning, and I should pay for her, and she should be here next week. Finally, yes. Anyways, hope everyone enjoyed. I'm out. Bye-bye.